the presidents of the United States of America, man. Yeah.
It always reminds me of your band.
Yo, that's right. It's a classic, another classic. Absolutely. I was
great tune.
Instantly taken back in time to 2004, the '04. I went to, with a group of friends, the Q101 Block Party. Q101 was an alternative rock radio station in Chicago, Illinois, and they did a block party. I went with some friends. I believe the Snake was with me. I recall maybe even the Big Anus. And Q101 threw the block party, and it was the opening act was the presidents of the United States of America, and the main course was Modest Mouse, who was quite huge at the time. Modest Mouse had like maybe 20 guys in the band on stage. It was absolutely an incredible performance. That was when they had that album, like, what was it, Good News for people who like bad news or something like that.
Yeah,
they had
I never saw them.
The Float On song. Dude, they were fantastic. And the dude, the lead singer and the main writer, he was a known alcoholic, and he was a little sloshed, no doubt about it, but he put on an energetic and fantastic get down, I recall. But overshadowed, no doubt, by the opening act, the trio, the presidents of the United States of America, the Lump, the Peaches. Man, come on, dude. It was just that, dude. There was a point, I'll never forget this, where the three of them are just rocking out, and then all of a sudden they all have drumsticks, all three of them, and they're all just like playing the drumsticks on like every instrument and everything in their reach. It was so awesome, and it just seemed like when those dudes were on stage, it was just a pure party.
Yeah. Like they're still having fun.
The 90s kind of, you look back in the 90s, they feel that way with the rock, if you were able to be on the tours with those rock bands back in those days, it seems like it was probably a good old-fashioned good time. Nowadays, there's a lot of security and shit, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I was trying to think about it when you said Modest Mouse. Who was the other band that was like from our area? Was that Fall Out Boy?
Fall Out Boy, yes, was from our town, region, zone, if you will, in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. Yeah, man.
Those are the ones I remember where it was like, you'd go see a band and they would open. You'd be like, who the fuck are these
That's
guys?
right,
you
man.
know? And then eventually they took off.
And then eventually the bassist is dating Ashley Simpson.
What?
Yeah, Pete Wentz. You don't remember that, man? That was like...
Ashley Simpson. She's still alive?
Oh, well, this is about 20 years ago when Ashley Simpson was relevant in the pop culture world.
God, I hate Ashley Simpson. You know what? I literally type Ashley Simpson to Google. Did you mean Ashley? ASHLEE? God, go fuck yourself, bitch. Put a Y in there.
It was, who's the sister? Nicole? All right, Nicole Simpson?
Yeah, married, what's his name?
Nick Lachey from 98
Nick
Degrees,
Lachey.
man.
That was like one of my favorite... Dude, that was like the only show... God bless him. That was like, back in the day, that was the only show you could watch with your girlfriend.
Oh, what was it? In Love or Something in Love?
I don't know. I fucked her. I don't know, something. Yeah.
That's funny, man. That was the beginning. That was at the beginning stages of the like celebrities doing the reality TV shows. Now celebrities don't do that, right? Like celebrities are like too good for that now. They don't want cameras in their own house. Like
no, now they do it to themselves and put it on Instagram.
It's called podcasting. Actually, I think that's what they do now.
Newlyweds.
Yes, man, that was great. Was that VH1? I feel like that was VH1. MTV. All right, I don't know. Man. Dude, VH1 kind of was a power player for a hot minute there in like the late 90s, early aughts, I'm telling you.
No, because VH1 tried to stay true, and they tried to keep doing the video.
Did they? I felt like they went hard on like the reality TV stuff, and that's why they... Maybe
I thought
not.
that was MTV first.
No, I think
I thought
was,
MTV tried to go hardcore with like behind the music. I mean, VH1 was like behind the music.
Oh, was VH1 the making of the music video, or was that MTV?
Making, yeah, they did the making
remember.
of.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It all mixes together in my head. We grew up at the time of the music video, so I mean that was, very influential for us. I hear a song from that time frame, I can visualize the video.
Oh yeah, Sex and Candy came on the other day. I can just picture it. Dude, Jessica Simpson used to be so hot.
Jessica
Holy
Simpson, super
shit.
babe at the time. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I guess she just kind of dipped out of. Is she still with the Nick Lachey? Did they still?
No.
No.
Oh
All
God.
right.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I was kind of hoping.
She did something to her nose, man. The nose was.
Yeah.
She had like a perfect face.
Problem is, she probably felt like she had the bigger nose compared to Christina Aguilera. Did you see Christina Aguilera? By the way, she's getting accused of Ozempic.
Oh, no way.
Oh, she's back, dude. She's got like a new album or something, or she's doing some big show or whatnot in Vegas, and she's apparently just like shrunken her body. Because remember, famously, Christina Aguilera, scorching hot, man, when she came out like a super babe, and then blew up to 300 pounds like overnight. Remember this?
Well, dude, remember Jessica Simpson got fat too. I thought she was sexy fat.
Yeah, actually, that's right. That was kind of a thing that happened a lot.
Her like tits got huge. I was like, damn, you got thick in all the right places, girl.
I know. Jessica
Are you
Simpson.
black?
Well, did she never date a black dude? Because that's kind of like, I don't know. That seems like their territory. But
Jessica Simpson blew up like a Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? That ass was fat, and the titties. But she maintained that waist.
I know. No. Jessica Simpson had that curvaceous, babe thing going on. No doubt about
thick.
it.
Yeah, sexy thick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our culture back in that time used to celebrate kind of the, I
like big butts and I cannot lie, Frank.
I like them and I cannot lie. Absolutely. You walk in the place, the little itty bitty waist, man. Come on. A round thing in my face, get out!
My anaconda don't want none. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. The women were just on another level. Like, take a look at Billie Eilish. I saw a picture of her online.
Oh, now our women are Kim Petras.
Who's a man?
That's why the women don't look the same anymore.
It's a man, baby. I saw a picture of it was Billie Eilish, and she's, she started off with the whole, not revealing her body, wearing baggy clothes, and now it turns out she kind of does have, I think, that Jessica Simpson body thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm pretty sure she's got the curves going.
Billie Eilish?
Yeah, but I was looking at it. She wears this like pale makeup, and I don't think she's ever seen the sun in like 15 years, and like she's
trying to look rich.
Yeah, I don't know. She's got this weird pale death look thing going on, but she does the look where her eyelids are half closed. A lot of these models do that nowadays, and she's just very sleepy. The whole thing is sleepy. Where I like the bright eye, the blonde, like
the big eyes. Oof, nothing better than the big eyes.
Energy, life, man. Don't look like you're half asleep. I don't know what's going on with that.
The big eyes are a huge thing.
Funny times, and that's crazy.
Like,
the newlyweds. I
got
thought
them
about
them like Disney princess eyes. Oof.
Well, that's what the ladies used to have. Did you see Brittany Spears? We haven't really covered this at all, and we're huge fans of the pop culture. But Brittany Spears has this new tell-all book. Did you see this action? And she's like...
dude, she had the trannies, like, selling it or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know about this. That? No, I had no idea.
Did you see that's how they released it at a drag show.
Of course. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You remember RuPaul?
Yeah.
It used to just be RuPaul, and it was cool. Because RuPaul didn't have a kids show on PBS. You know what I'm saying? That's why RuPaul was cool. No PBS kids show where RuPaul was reading books to kids.
Was it really cool, though?
Well, I don't know. I feel like... Well, RuPaul had a talk show like Oprah, right?
I just feel like we're at that bottom of that slippery slope. and nobody wants to admit.
Was RuPaul the start of the slope? I don't know. I saw a picture of RuPaul, and I was thinking about how, like, RuPaul was famous because we knew it was a dude, and there was, like, humor to it, right? RuPaul is funny and sassy, and there was this whole thing about it. But then, look at all, like,
I just
the
think
drag
that, like,
stuff now. It's weird,
yeah,
man.
I just think, like, national television used to be Home Improvement. You know, it just used to be family
Absolutely.
stuff.
But even still, I mean, we were just talking about the age of the newlyweds and the reality TV taking over MTV and all that stuff, and that's fine. That's what happened, and that was kind of the rise of RuPaul and all that. But when I was looking at an image of RuPaul, like, RuPaul is this, like, thin dude who can then transform into what looks like a woman. But, like, look at the drag queens now. They're, like, obese slugs that look kind of like, you know, what's that beast from Star Wars? We have a bunch of people that looks like Jabba the Hutt in makeup. You know what I'm saying? And, like, wearing bikinis. And I just, you know, like, even still, I'm looking at RuPaul, and I'm thinking, like, man, we used to live in simpler times when I look at RuPaul.
Dude, I did, like, the worst double take the other day. I felt so bad. I went into Portillo's.
Oh, excellent.
Actually, I was in the drive-thru. You know, the people that take your order in the drive-thru?
Yeah, that's the folks standing in the line because the drive-thru is so long it's not making it to the drive-thru screen.
We need our sausage and beef. You know what I mean? Yes, you are correct.
That's my favorite thing about these fast food places, man. We're so backed up because nobody wants to get out of their car. Like, they're sitting in their car and there's nobody inside the restaurant standing in line, right? Everyone's
no, the best part is you go through the drive-thru and then you're literally cussing people out, flicking people off, trying to get a parking spot. Because all you fat asses are sitting in your car eating your cheeseburgers and beefs and combos.
God forbid we get up and walk to the counter.
I don't want to talk to somebody. And then sit around people? No, I'd rather sit in my car, listen to music or a podcast. It's terrible. You're right, that's terrible.
How was it? Was it good Portillo's? Good times?
Dude, yeah, I got that beef and sausage combo with the hot jardinera and the mozzarella cheese. Dude, first of all, I don't know when this started, but now you tell them I want hot peppers and cheese on my beef. What kind of cheese? Do I look like a fucking communist? Do I look like some Hamas piece of shit killing Jews? No. Then I want fucking mozzarella. Okay? It's an Italian beef with Italian sausage. Do I want the American cheese? No. Put the Italian cheese on the Italian beef with the Italian sausage. You
the
know
cheesy
what I mean?
beef, man. Nothing is better. Hell yeah.
I mean, it's literally an Italian piece. It's Italian bread, Italian sausage, Italian beef with jardinera.
That's right.
What makes you think I want American cheese?
I know, I can't get over the American
like,
cheese.
What? Yeah. Throw some American cheese on there.
I used to work at a deli many years ago, back in the old village of the Arlington Heights, and there was a guy, he would come in once a week, I think. He had his routine, usually our late night guy, and he would order a double beef cold with extra mayo and American cheese.
You should have shot him. You should have done that. I'm not saying it to be mean. You should have done that man a favor. It just ended it for him. Here's what he's trying to do.
That's how he wanted to live,
dude,
man.
So I pull it. That's fucking disgusting. Mayo? Mayo? That's like ordering $100, like $100 scotch and pouring Coca-Cola into it.
I haven't thought about that scenario in 30 years. How weird is that?
Well, you left Chicago, so your daily You don't think about food.
That's right.
I get a call at 8 a.m. from Nona about what I want for dinner.
You're right. The Chicago lifestyle revolves around food scheduling.
Oh, that's all it's all about. Dude, I'm literally sitting there at work thinking about what I'm going to eat for lunch. But dude, so I go into, I pull into the drive-thru Portillo's, and this fat dude with a beard, but he's wearing a mask, so all you can see is like the beard on the side of the mask.
Yes, I love these people. Absolutely.
And they got the tablet with the card reader in their hand.
Oh yeah,
and it's just hairy knuckles, and then just like a sweet girl's voice.
Wow.
What are you having today, sir? And then, like, I literally did a double. Dude, it was like a fucking commercial. So like I literally did the double take because I couldn't believe the voice, and then I realized this is like an 18-year-old girl.
You were experiencing a lady fella.
A lady fella.
A lady fella.
And it was just like, dude. I mean, I didn't. It was nothing out of the order. Gave her my order, paid, whatever. But like, dude, I just kept looking back when I was in line. That's terrible. Think about how, like, dude, I'm a straight white guy, right? 35, still not married. You know how hard it is for a straight, normal white guy to find a lifelong companion?
That's right, man. Yeah.
And then you now became this he, she, like, you know what I mean? You just limited yourself so much more. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I definitely think that something happened here where people were in a mass level manipulated, and I blame the cell phones, the social media, the porn. I think the porn is probably a huge part of it, and people thinking that they could just be sedentary and live their lives through this virtual realm.
But just playing the odds. The odds of finding somebody that you're gonna love the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's hard enough if you're straight. and that is your best odds. Just statistically speaking. Because majority,
Absolutely.
And then everything you do, if you say I don't want to date anybody that's over 6 or under 6 feet, I mean, the more you limit yourself.
Yes, and when you do the transitioning, you are further limiting yourself to a very small percentage.
So small.
And we've discussed this before, when it comes to the crusades of one Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire, they're really only kind of talking about, 1,400 youth that do the transition?
Oh, so... Okay. This is disgusting. That's the surgery.
Just the surgery. So we're not talking about the hormone treatments. Because I think I think the hormone treatments are what's really messing people up.
And that
psychologically.
Is a huge scale. That's a huge scale. There's a lawsuit right now. A girl is suing everybody. The doctor, the clinic, the school,
we are on the cusp. I mean, it will occur because this phenomenon, this hormone-inducing sexual gender changing, or even like the inhibitors, right? Like stopping people from going through puberty, which is a huge thing.
Blockers.
You are going to see in the next 10 years, because this is just a recent phenomenon. No,
faster than 10 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm just giving it grace. I believe in the next 10 years you are going to see rampant lawsuits, people suing their parents, people suing doctors. I think that this was a horrible experiment that just went even more horribly wrong. And really, you have to look at it. I keep saying there was some sort of mass psychosis, some sort of hypnosis, something that occurred where a bunch of adults unified behind the idea that our children know what their gender is when they're 4 years old.
I know.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. So you're definitely going to see an uptick, but you're already seeing the ones that were like the first ones. They're now hitting their 20s, and they're like, holy shit. I was just a confused teenager.
Yes,
why did you guys
absolutely.
Let me do this?
Yes. We're
What
gonna
is
see
wrong with the
I'm telling
adults?
you, man. I think the adults are in for a hard time. The
You
millennials.
failed. You failed. Our job as adults is to protect the kids, even from themselves.
And who are these kids, by the way? This is Gen Z. This means millennials. We failed. Congratulations. We fucked up as parents, big time. We went so woke.
I blame the Xers.
I'm blaming millennials. I think we need to own up to this one. We fucked up Gen Z. Congratulations. Congrats.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
We went so woke.
You went so woke, you broke your kids. That's what happened with this generation. So, congrats. That's what we got. If you did have kids, they look like Greta Thunberg and they're going around in sailboats trying to stop oil companies. How dare you? Right? Or we're having abortions like crazy, or having vasectomies, and we're also drugged up the wazoo that we can't even have kids, man.
I would love, I really wish I had it in me to go do it. But remember when Roe v. Wade got overturned?
I do. Oh yeah.
Democracy Now! Interviewed these 3 dudes. It was the next day. And it was 3 dudes.
Vasectomy dudes?
They went and got vasectomies.
Wow, yes.
In solidarity with women. Yeah. Because now if you're right, you know what I mean? It was so stupid. But I would love to go interview those men now.
Absolutely.
Because you made a permanent life decision. Right? In the heat of the moment. Now that you've had time to think about it, now that the wave is crested, how do you feel about the vasectomy?
How does it feel being manipulated and controlled by your television?
So that you could be part of a few-second story and then...
Yeah, man. It's, no, I think, again, I can't get over the media manipulation of people. We're all messed up. We messed up our kids. Congratulations, millennials. And we are the generation, millennial generation. I'm calling it out. We're the ones where this all began. This isn't something from Gen X or the parents or the boomers or anything else. We are the generation of anxiety.
For Carrie Howard, a mom of 3, anxiety was once crippling, beginning from when she was a little girl.
Honestly, I felt like I was dying. I had developed this fear of my own anxiety, like an anxiety about my anxiety.
Oh my God, I had an anxiety about my anxiety.
Oh my God, dude, we're protesting the protest.
We're not gonna protest.
We're not gonna protest.
We're not gonna protest.
That's so bad, she says, she began abusing drugs, even dropped out of college. But
no, I'm not a drug addict. It was my anxiety.
It was my anxiety about my anxiety. I gotta remember that for when you guys tried to do a, what do you call it?
Bar mitzvah?
Nah, what are those things you do to drunks?
Oh,
intermissions?
It's yeah. We'll call it an intermission, actually. I like
you
that.
try to throw me an intermission, I gotta fucking remember that.
It's funny that you were thinking of that, because...
Interrogation? What's that thing called? No.
I'm gonna go with intermission, but I was thinking
No, what's it called? It was a show.
It's an intervention. Intervention,
yeah.
I liked intermission, though. Because it's just an intermission from your drinking. Right?
Oh, just long enough for you to get off my back.
It's 20 minutes, so you can yell at me, and I can go back to drinking. Intermission.
Yeah.
I was just thinking how, if anxiety, it's so crippling. Like, you get pulled over for drunk driving. You're like, sorry, officer, I didn't drink. It was my anxiety.
I didn't drink. My anxiety did.
My anxiety got me drunk. That's who's drunk driving. See?
You blow into the thing. It's like, no. 0.04 of that is my anxiety.
Or you blow into it, and instead of numbers, it just says anxiety. Right? And he goes, oh, young man, I'm sorry for your condition. Off with you. Good luck with your journey.
To be honest with you, officer, my anxiety about my anxiety won't even let me blow. Can't even blow into the machine. I got anxiety about it.
Looks like I'm just going to drive home. Thank you, sir, and have a nice day. Anxiety. Anxiety, man. This is incredible stuff, man. This is our...
Have you ever noticed that these people have so much anxiety until it comes time to do something they want to do?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Good call. I was thinking more of people having a lot of time to think about what they're thinking about. If you're busy, if you're working, if you're doing stuff, and not just working, like if you have hobbies and interests, let's say you like to exercise, go for runs or hike or paddleboard or whatever, and and like maybe you like to read books or do a podcast or garden, play sports, join a softball team. If you're just constantly doing stuff, you don't really have time to sit around and think about how thinking about what you're thinking about is making you go crazy. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying here?
Like the anxiety is literally from you overthinking about this.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you're getting anxiety about the anxiety. You're overthinking about overthinking.
You shouldn't just have time to sit there thinking about what you're thinking about.
I always go back to the Congo. How many people in the Congo have anxiety about their anxiety?
Yo, I love that. You're psycho. I was thinking about this when I was clipping this earlier. I was thinking about like a guy in the jungle, like hunting his food for the night, right? Like the only anxiety he has is the panther that might kill him while he's trying to hunt his food.
Imagine that man comes home, 6 kids starving, wife who's pissed off and hungry, and he goes, "Honey, I had too much anxiety. It's about my anxiety. I couldn't catch anything."
And dude, you're psycho. That's what this is about. It's about how anxiety is actually good for us.
That's when her journey to healing began.
I did a lot of hard work in therapy, and learning about what anxiety is helped me to kind of shift my mindset so that I was no longer running from it, but committed to facing it.
It's a
and here's the
sentiment
problem.
clinical...
Listen to me. We need to bring back Darwinism. The problem with the human population is too many of us survive. That's the problem.
No, man,
we've made it so that even the weak survive.
Again, this is rich people problems in my book, man. I just don't think...
Oh, I already know this girl's white. Come on.
And rich, like
you know it.
If you're poor, you're working your ass off and you just don't have time. I can't get over this. Like the idea of like, if you're busy, if you have stuff to do, if you're moving and producing...
When I was a kid, I wanted a TV in my room. I had to scrounge a black and white TV out of the garbage. I found a black and white TV in somebody else's garbage. I reattached a power cord to it.
Yes. There you go.
You know?
No anxiety.
I didn't have time for anxiety. I was so happy about a black and white TV in my room with little antennas. I got 3 channels.
I can sit down with a cup of coffee and a fat bowl of some sweet sativa, and I can play guitar for 2 hours and just lose time. I literally lose. It evaporates from my existence because I'm so focused and so in the moment and just enjoying creating and being a part of something that I don't have time to think about how thinking about stuff makes me sad. Do you see what I'm saying here, people? The fact that we have anxiety as a thing means we all have too much time on our hands, or you're not being productive with your time. If you're sad and sitting there thinking and being sad, go do something. Get up, move around, go for a walk, go outside, build something, create, craft, play some music, play a game. My God, there's just so much we could do. But instead, we're all just sitting there staring into the abyss of our phones. And then we look up from it from time to time and see the people around us who are actually happy because they're living their lives. And we think, oh, I'm sad, I have anxiety, and I'm depressed. I wonder why. Give me more drugs, doctor. I need to zombie out, man. It's fucking crazy. I
was thinking about it today, actually, before the podcast, dude. I think there's a reason I kind of fell into the sewer and drains of plumbing, right? And the reason I fell into it is the same reason a lot of guys hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is kind of like I said it earlier. This week's been a really bad week because it just when you do drains every day, something happens. You hit a slump, just a slump where like I don't know the past 3-4 days, it's like I can't unclog any drain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Like I went into the week on top of the world thinking I was the drain master. There's no drain I can't undrain. I haven't had one I couldn't undrain in like 2 months. You know what I mean? There were other guys that couldn't unclog it. I went there and I unclogged it. I'm the fucking king. And then you hit this it just happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so humbling and so extreme. We're like, you're on top of the world to just like, you're like, I'm the worst. I can never unclog a drain in my life. I don't even know why anybody pays me. You know what I mean? I haven't unclogged a drain in weeks. You know?
Absolutely.
And I think that's like one of the things I like is the extremes of it. I think there's way too much emphasis placed on you need to always be up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I almost love my job for the lows, not the highs. Does that make sense?
Yes, I couldn't agree more with you. It's about balance. It's the yin and yang of life. You can't always be in the good. Because if you're in there too long, you're going to get the equal weight of the bad.
And it's not even that. It's like I feel like we're in a society now where people aren't even striving for always good. They just want to be like neutral, never feel anything.
Yes, there is a
almost like an
neutrality.
equilibrium.
Oh, there
it's
is
like, no, dude.
Yes, absolutely.
I love the highs. I love the lows. You know what I mean? It sucks. Nothing worse. I'm punching walls and I'm like 6 hours into this drain and I gotta give up. It's like, but I know tomorrow or the next day or someday I'm gonna do something that's gonna bring me back. I'm gonna beat the slump. You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. Does that make sense?
It totally does. I'm the same way when it comes to the bad days. You know, you have to take them for what they are, learn the lesson, and and then push forward and know when you're in the low, the next spot is the high. You're gonna.
Oh, dude, you're right. You need to learn from the lows and enjoy the highs.
Yes,
that is the key to having a good, successful life.
Which is why
right
I get high all day long, folks. Dr. Frank prescribes smoking one bowl in the morning, one bowl at lunch, and one bowl after. I live it for that high.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job.
Are you getting high with me? Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people, they give up the highs because they can't take that lows. You know what I mean? And for me, it's like, dude, I'll go through this month of shit, you know? But because I know it's like, all right, I'm learning from it and it's going to be better.
You got me angling on something I've been stewing about when it comes to, work and, just traversing society these days. I was thinking about how not too far long ago, if you were lazy, you didn't bother me because that was your problem and it affected you negatively and the consequences were yours. But we now live in a society where there's just no good help anywhere and the lazy survive and continue on in their positions. And in some places, the lazy even thrive and move up the ladder in certain positions. And we are now in a world where lazy is rewarded, and so now lazy affects me every day on the road, when I'm trying to buy food somewhere, getting some meat sliced at the deli, and when I'm working, I'm surrounded by lazy that has elevated itself because nothing is stopping them anymore. There's no elimination of the lazy. And so now lazy people around me is my problem all the time, and I'm constantly dealing with lazy people, and I'm working around them, or I'm driving around them, or I'm maneuvering around them, or I'm having to eat shitty food at a restaurant or get shitty service because everyone's fucking lazy and no one's getting fired.
I know. Well, that dude, let me explain this to you, right? You're tapping into something I've I'm really keen on here. This is my biggest problem with the union today. It used to be, and you know this from landscape, you're either really good at landscaping or you're very likable.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't want you on my crew.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
You could show up every day hungover and be the biggest fucking prick, but as long as you're good and you work hard, and I'm going to keep you.
Absolutely.
Right? On the flip side, you could be a shitty worker, but you could be very likable and you show up every day on time. I'm going to keep you.
You make us laugh, and you bring some good taco
You make
meat.
us laugh. You help the other guys work harder. You know, the other guys, the job's getting done because the other guys like you so much.
That's a balance.
They're picking up your slack.
Absolutely.
You know? They're compensating for you. That used to be the balance. Now it's you have a shitty personality, you're a shitty person, and we just have to accept you.
Oh, and you show up late,
and
call
you
out
show up
sick.
late. Yeah, you don't work. We have to overcompensate for your shittiness, and you're a piece of shit that I don't even want on my job site.
But this, in relation to work, I was thinking about like traffic these days and just traversing around cars during the daytime. I was thinking how, you know, we're rewarding lazy, so these lazy bums still have these jobs, so they're clogging the lanes. Yes. These lazy assholes who have no means to get to their job on time are going slow. Our whole society is crumbling right now because we're rewarding lazy bums.
It's just lazy, stupid, terrible people.
We are idiocracy, man. I'm telling you
really
right
are.
now. Dude.
I was trying to explain it to this kid that's in my class. He was like, dude, he was talking about how he fucked up really bad. I mean, it must have cost his shop a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But nobody even said it. Like, they didn't really, like, say anything to him. He didn't even really feel any repercussions or anything. And I tried to tell him, I'm like, because they like you. You know?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And in this world, you either gotta be good or likable. I don't know. Does that make sense? It actually really, you gotta be perfect or likable. Because if you're an asshole, and the minute you mess up, they're firing.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of gotta, I don't know. But now we live in this world of just, like, entitlement, and these people, like...
Yeah, it's lazy entitlement.
These young guys coming in are lazy, worthless. Like, you're acting like I should be worshiping the ground you walk on. I don't even want you here.
I'm just floored. It's not even just where I work. It's just like Em and I go out to eat, you know, on the weekends and stuff, and laziness. Like, even just servers and bartenders. We've gone to bars recently where it's just like this lazy bartender just ignoring like, what's going on here, man? Like, you used to want to work hard and, I don't know, earn the money, hustle. It's just, the soul is gone, man. I'm telling you. And I'm going to leave the anxiety because I just wanted to dip into it a bit because I found
that, though.
We got more if you want. I mean, it's not really, they're just kind of digging in.
No, I'm just saying, I really like the anxiety about the anxiety.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
We've gone so far.
Well, and what I find funny about all of this, what I wanted to lead into, which I've been kind of harping on, with the laziness of our culture, we're so lazy that we no longer are prescribing, you know, dieting and exercise, right? It's Ozempic and Wegovy, right? If you want to shed those quick pounds. Finally, we got a little bit of action on the exercise, and I was just kind of almost a little disappointed.
We want to get right to our cover story. 2 new studies out on exercise and its impact.
Oh, I hope everybody's holding on to something.
They gave exercise to Michael.
There's some G-force winds blowing your direction with this one. Sorry in advance, folks.
Hey, Michael, let's take it slow. We're all in this together, big guy.
We're going to talk exercise.
We're going to take this like a team, you know?
We want to get right to our cover story. 2 new studies out on exercise and its impact on longevity. Both suggest there may be more impactful ways to get physically fit than taking those daily 10,000 steps. Our medical correspondent, Dr. Sutton, is here to break them down. And Dr. 10,000 steps, we've heard that. We wear the wristbands. We keep up with it on our smartphones and everything else. But there's another way you can possibly do it within 20, 25 minutes, because if you're going to take 10,000 steps, it takes like an hour and 40 minutes a day.
And that is 5 miles. That's a lot to ask for anyone, regardless of whatever.
It's not. 5 miles is not a lot. I'm telling you, people, you could do it in 45 minutes jogging. You could walk it in an hour and a half. It's not hard. Everybody get out there and do 5 miles, actually.
When I was an airborne soldier, the standard was 5 miles in under 45 minutes every day.
I run 5 miles in 45 minutes.
No, that's still to this day, I hold that as my bar.
And it's not impossible. And when I don't go running, because I can't every day because my joints don't allow it, I walk on my lunches for the 45 minutes. Folks, walk, run, move. This guy's an asshole and a liar. I can't even believe him. I can't believe he said you can't do 5 miles. You can, very easily. You can easily do 5 miles in a day, every day. It's so possible. It's so easy. And these people on TV are lying to you, and they want you fat and lazy and watching them tell you their bogus health advice.
How many miles a day do you think a cheetah goes? You know, like, we evolved well before cars and bikes and everything. Like, our body, yours can't because you're lazy, but the body is like designed to go miles a day, you know?
I read a book about, this is years ago. The name is escaping me currently. Born to Run was the book. And
is that about? Yeah.
It started the fad here in America about 20 years ago, where all the hippies in Boulder wore those leather shoes with the toes.
Yeah. Yes.
Born to Run, fantastic novel. I think everybody should read it. It's about a guy who he does this deep dive on these tribes from Mexico who ran like 400 miles at a time or whatever. Like, they could just run endlessly, these nomadic tribes. The human body, it is an incredible biological machine. We can run unbelievable amounts of space, and we are capable of incredible human strength. It is disgusting to me that these health experts, quote unquote experts, can go on TV and tell people it's outrageous for us to suggest you could walk 5 miles in a day. Like, come on, people.
I love that. That's the book that really like, because everybody, you always hear it. Everybody always says, "How did we become the best species? We don't have like the teeth of a tiger, or like you can't run as fast as a cheetah." You know, dude, we have adapted. Well, we are so adapted. We could run, we could sweat, we could breathe. We run upright.
Yeah, and we can sprint like a cheetah and then swing from the branches like an ape.
Did you ever catch a rabbit?
Me personally, no, I have not caught a rabbit.
You ain't no friend of mine, you know. But no,
I am definitely a hound dog.
Do you know how you catch a rabbit?
I imagine you put the carrot with the stick.
No, dude. If you're in like if you're in the prairies, you know, like in Texas, they got these jackrabbits.
The jackrabbits, yeah. Emma's dad does jackrabbit hunting, or he has before. Very funny imagery.
And dude, these jackrabbits, as soon as you get them out of their hole, that's it. I'm not joking. All you gotta do is just lock yourself in at about a 5 mile for 45-minute pace. So it's like a 9 mile an hour pace. Jog. You know? You set yourself up at a jog, and you just keep jogging after this rabbit. And every time you get close, it sprints. And eventually it sprints less and less. And you just jog. And eventually it's so tired, you just walk up and grab it by the ears.
Wow.
And that's how we used to hunt all animals. Like, we're meant to do it. We can, like, today the soldier can do it to the rabbit because that's how in shape he is. But back in the day, the regular human, that's what he would do to antelope.
Just outpace the antelope?
You set your pace. Like all these other animals.
You're right.
Like
I could see the tribe of Indians just slow jogging through the plains.
Just slow jogging.
Right?
Because we sweat, we can breathe, we do everything. Like we can set a pace. You know, as a runner, I do too. You can set a pace.
Oh yeah.
Where you run forever. Like there's literally, you have to tell me to stop.
I run a route around my home, and once in a great while, there's a group of kids from a local middle school, the cross country boys, and they end up on my same route. And the other day, they were getting ready, and I was cruising, and these two young chaps sprinted past me about 2 miles later into my run. And they crushed me, right? And I smiled, and I just kind of laughed to myself, and I kept cruising. About a mile and a half later, I caught up to both of them. And about a quarter mile after that, the first one stopped, and he had to slow down and walk. And then about a quarter mile after that, I passed up the second guy.
You know what you just did there? You caught two rabbits. That's literally how, like, that is our evolutionary advantage. It's the way that we moderate our temperature, the way we moderate our breath, the way we can run on 2 legs instead of 4. That is our evolutionary advantage. So that's why anybody who tells me you can't run,
that's heartbreaking.
Hundreds of thousands of years of evolution.
I know.
Telling you otherwise.
But that means we've hit the end of evolution, man. If we ain't running no more, come on. Like, there's no way we were meant to evolve to be brains in some sort of, little tube, and just like connected to the Starlink and all that stuff. Like, we're supposed to be running through the fields and planting and I don't know, gardening, harvesting. I feel like that was just, it's so inbred in our genes and who we are.
It's sad because the people don't, like, people talk about that runner's high. It's like, it's not a high like smoking weed, people.
Oh, no, it's a different type of high.
It's a sense of, I'm fulfilling it's like almost like a genetic fulfillment. You know what I mean? Like an instinctual, like.
I've always kind of felt it as a more of a spiritual thing. It's kind of, you have your body, your mind, and everything else, the lungs, everything are in rhythm.
The instincts is your body. Our mind has evolved well past anything I think even God intended for. And it's like, that body, though, you got to still feed the body. And that's what the running does,
Yeah, but that's
that spiritual, I don't know.
Where are we? Like, where I live, I see a lot of people these days. There's a lot more people exercising than when I first moved out here, but it doesn't seem like people are catching on, man. We shouldn't be sedentary. We should be moving. We should be working.
You know the most disgusting thing ever? I was driving down Lakeshore Drive today.
Yes.
For those that don't know, there's 2 paths. The path right next to the road is for bikes only. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And then the path closer to the lake, that's for the runners and the walk. And I'm sitting there in gridlock traffic, and I'm just watching bike after bike after bike. Nobody's pedaling.
Yes.
They're all electric bikes.
Yeah, same here.
You know what
dude.
I mean? And
yes.
I could see, dude. There's a cop like at 2 lights ahead. And literally every single person, when they get an eye shot, as soon as they see that cop, they start moving the pedals with their feet.
Wow!
But they're cruising at like 23 miles per hour. And I'm not even joking, dude. At one point, I just look over and there's this like 390-pound fucking dude sitting on like a scooter with a little seat and like a. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And he's, like a regular scooter, but they just put like a bar and a little bike seat.
Yes.
Dude, his ass. It looks like it's going into his head. Like it's his ass has consumed the seat. And this guy just drives by all of us on the scooter on that path. It was so fun. I was like, dude. We don't even ride bikes anymore.
No, we don't. I see them all over the place here. I tell Emma all the time how, I'll be cruising or I'll be running and I'll have people cruise by on the electric bikes. And when they go by the other runners, they start to pedal. They
or the cops.
You're not fooling anyone, man. It's just, to me, those electric bikes, it's just so... That is America right there. That's kind of what we are right now, this lazy, obese country. And I see it with these people on this bike. Like, I get it. You got the bike. You have the idea. You're halfway there. Like, you're sort of there where you get in the sunshine, you're outside, the fresh air, but you should be pushing your own body weight to get there. And if you do that's when you'll truly feel better about doing it.
It's literally the most efficient mode of transportation. Like, your energy input will get you further than anything else in this world. Just pedal. It's such an ingenious invention. Just pedal.
The electric bike, though, that is a phenomenon where you are right. You have just all these enlarged humans just cruising around.
All I kept, dude, like literally along the running path, you saw this like just slim, sexy girls just sweating, dude. They're pushing it. The one girl I like specifically remember, you could see she hit a line and then sprinted, and then she hit another line and she started jogging. It was like, they're working, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then here comes the fat bitch with the tits hitting the pedal. That's how far they're sagging. And she's on her little electric bike, pretending like she's pedaling. Like, dude, what? We have just lost our way. We have lost our way.
We're not exercising. We're taking Ozempic. Did you see? Did you look up the picture of Christina Aguilera? It was all over the internet, man. I'm telling you, like she's the newest victim of the O face. No,
you know what's confusing is a lot of them are doing that. They're taking the fat. They're getting it sucked out of their face.
Oh, they're liposuction?
Yeah, it's like this weird liposuction on their face.
Or lipo. Is it lipo or lipo?
That does better. But apparently it makes you holy shit.
No, I'm telling you. Old. She's old, yeah. But she drained her body with the Ozempic, I'm telling you.
Nah, she's still sexy.
All right, well, I'll give it to her. It was the rumors. The rumor on the street.
Again, dude, she was sexy fat.
Yeah, I know. Christina Aguilera had the large girl babe thing going on. But we grew up in the time where we wanted the women to be vivacious and boobacious and anything acious. They had to be kind of thick and hippie and curvy.
Yeah, for all you young folk out there, more pushing for the cushion. That came out in our time. You know what I mean? That was our thing.
And believe it or not, our women back in those days, no dicks. I know it's kind of hard to...
that was the best
part. Hard to believe. None of them had dicks.
They still had the tits, but no dicks.
Oh, man, I'm still waiting on the Elliot Page big movie. Nothing has happened. I predicted that it would, and I totally dropped the ball on that. Although, the SAG... The actor's strike is still ongoing. You all forgot. I forgot.
No.
Yeah. Dude, the actors are still on strike, man.
No.
Yes. I'm telling you right now, dude. It's just the writers that are back. And they needed... I think the politicians paid the writers to come back for Stephen Colbert.
Frank, who are they writing for?
Stephen Colbert, the Jimmies.
But there's no actors.
Yeah, but I think the writers needed to come back so they could write jokes about Trump leading into 2024 election because they probably knew that the actor strike was never going to be settled or settled in time. The actors, I mean, there's an election coming on this November, I believe.
For president?
Or isn't there? We're voting here in Colorado on several things.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the actors?
Well, I'm just saying, I meant the writers, with politics coming back into the fray.
Oh,
they need the writers. You need
back.
the writers back, and you get the Jimmies making the jokes, and that's what it's all about these days, right now. And that's why they had to end the strike. But the actors still on strike because they're all about the AI, CGI, deepfake technology, man.
Yeah, taking their job.
They're taking the jobs, dude. So they're still on strike. So we're not getting any good movies, I guess. That's probably a good thing, maybe. Emma's still been rocking the Korean. She just finished Suits on Netflix, and now she's into some new Korean based.
I refuse to watch it.
Dude, Suits was a new phenomenon, but it was an old phenomenon, and now a new phenomenon. And we had the Merkel in there, and I thought it was really funny because it was originally like a regular TV channel show, and those shows, especially over the last 10 years, they peter out the last 2 seasons. You know what I mean? Like, it gets just really shitty. They introduce new characters, and Suits got really woke towards the end. Started adding, like, black lawyers and, like, empowered women, and Katherine Heigl makes an appearance. Like, it gets really outrageous. And I looked at it one day, and I'm like, oh, is this the last season? And Emma's like, yeah, it's the last season. I'm like, yeah, that's what it looks like.
Of course.
The second you start bringing in the woke characters, man, you could just tell time frame wise that it was like around the 2020s that they were filming the series, or like 2019. You know what I'm saying? Like they were entering kind of that woke era, and of course,
nothing aged worse faster than anything that came out in 2019, 2020, 2021. That shit did not age well, dude.
No, already. Think about like 20 years from now when they're watching movies or TV shows where the characters are wearing masks and social distancing. What the fuck are these morons doing?
No, dude, good call. I was just, wow. You just...